What's up, YouTube? It's me again, and I'm back with you with another banger. And I guess we have a special announcement, for some people, maybe not for all or for most, but we got a special announcement by Peter Jackson, who's going to be directing the new Lord of the Rings movie, The Hunt for Gollum, which I don't think nobody asked for or even cared for. I kind of want to go off on this one. Not in a bad way, but I have my thoughts on this. Alright, let me say a few things. Nobody cares for Gollum that much that he deserves his own movie. Nobody cares to go back and try to hunt for him. Give us something that the people want. This is definitely, I don't think it's going to do well. Even if you attach Peter Jackson's name to it, nobody cares about Gollum. We don't want that. I know I don't, and nobody who played that Gollum video game. I don't even know anyone who played that. They're just shooting themselves in the foot at this point. But let's get to it.
Well, hi everybody. I thought it was time to give you all a Hunt for Gollum update. The first of many that we'll do, little blogs.
Nobody cares.
And Andy Serkis has been busy designing the film. He's going to direct it and obviously play Gollum. We've got a lot of the old team back again, familiar faces and some new faces. But Andy's doing a terrific job. It's looking amazing. The script is coming together really well, and I think it's going to be...
Oh, yes, they did recast Aragon. And things like that is going to also not upset people, but it's why? Why do we need this? Why are we doing this? Proceed.
A really good film, But that is not the only Tolkien movie that we're developing. We've actually got another film that we'll be making after Hunt for Gollum. So I thought I should tell you a little bit about that. Actually, why don't I get somebody else to explain it? Because we've got a very special partner that we're working with, and you can see for yourself. Hang on. There we go. Hello.
Hi, Peter.
Hey, Stephen. Hi, how are you?
How are you doing?
Good.
Did he say he's going to be a writer? When everybody seen that, that was the first thing that popped in their mind. I don't think nobody was like, yay, we getting Steve. Nobody is doing that. I don't think this was a good choice, but let's proceed. Bear with me.
Good. I like all your Tolkien stuff on the wall there. That's that's hard.
Oh, thanks. This is just part of the collection.
So I was just explaining to the folks about the next Tolkien movie after Hunt for Gollum, and
you know what's crazy? Something I just thought about. He talked about his background. Look at this, kind of modern, a little bit with some antique around, in the background. But look at Peter Jackson, strictly antique in the background. Look at that. This is definitely old school type of stuff. Let's get to it.
And the fact that we've partnered up with you to develop the script. So,
yeah, I'm pretty happy about it. Should I tell people what the story is?
As much as you want. Yep.
I will, as much as I can. You know what the books mean to me and what your films mean to me.
Leave your politics out of it. We just don't want that. Please, don't do it.
But the thing I found myself reading over and over again were the 6 chapters early on in the Fellowship that y'all never developed into the first movie back in the day. It's basically, the chapter is Three is Company through Fog on the Barrow Downs. And I thought, oh wait, maybe that could be its own story that could fit into the larger story. Could we make something that was completely faithful to the books while also...
I don't know about those books. I haven't read none of the Lord of the Rings books. Maybe I should check them out. Maybe I should. I've been wanting to get back to the Harry Potter books. I only finished maybe half of the first one. But at the time, I never got into the wizard stuff. But now that I'm older and I do love Harry Potter, might just read the books. And I didn't even know that Peter Jackson didn't develop, I guess, the entire book of Fellowship of the Rings. Okay.
Being completely faithful to the movies that you guys had already made. And I started talking it over with my son, Peter, who's also a screenwriter. And we worked out what we thought would work, especially as a framing device for that story. And it took me a few years to scrape my courage into a pile to give you a call. But about 2 years ago, I did. You liked it enough to talk to me about it. And ever since then, the two of us have been working with the brilliant Philippa Boyens on how to develop this story. And we recently took it to Richard Brenner at New Line and Pam Abdy and Mike DeLuca at Warner Brothers. And I could not be happier to say that they loved it. And so that's what we're going to be working on.
Fantastic. Now, are you sure you've got the time, though? Because,
That I did not think I would have the time. As much as I love it, I knew I couldn't do that and do the show at the same time. But it turns out I'm going to be free starting this summer.
Well, isn't that fortunate?
Isn't that a you catastrophe right there?
Didn't the show get canceled? That's why.
I've got to finish a television show and I've got to write a movie script, but I will see you all in the Shire.
Okay, alrighty. Bye-bye. See you, Stephen.
Thanks, Peter.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Interesting. Very interesting. In a little sense, am I more excited for his movie over, like, The Hunt for Gollum? Maybe. But he's talking about the chapters in Lord of the Fellowship of the Rings that Peter Jackson didn't finish or continue, right? So, are they going to be getting the old cast back? I'm talking about the original. Or is this going to be recasting everyone? I know in the age of CGI, AI, you could kind of fix people who have age and stuff like that. But I don't know how I feel about going backwards. Maybe going forward? I have no idea. I can't really speak on it. I haven't read the book or those chapters. What are those chapters about in the book for the people who do know? You could let us know down in the comments, and by all means, let us know if people, for spoilers purposes. If you have spoilers, I'm okay with that. I'm going to read them. Some people might not want to know what's going to happen. So, hey, if you know anything about that, go ahead and just let me know. I'm okay with it. I don't know what those chapters are, but I don't really. It's like they're going, regardless of how we feel about it, fans, they're going to do it. They don't care what we think. They're going to do it. And the only way you are going to beat this is walk away with your wallet. Like, I'm not going to see it. I'm not going to watch a trailer. I'm not going to watch a movie. I'm not going to spend any type of money to go see this. And that's a way for you to, show them that they aren't sticking with what they're supposed to be doing, catering to the fans. But hey, that was the announcement. How do you feel about that? Are you excited? Do you want him to write the new Lord of the Rings? Peter Jackson getting involved? We know he's a fantastic director. We know he could do it. It's all about the person in the writing. And I remember Peter Jackson, when he developed the movies, he said to himself he wanted to keep their thoughts and like opinions and out of the movie. They wanted to go strictly based off the books, and they didn't want to put in no messages and stuff like that, and they didn't want to like put their beliefs in it, and that's the concern most people have. But hey, thank y'all for sticking around. What is your favorite Lord of the Rings movie? Oh man, I had to watch all three of them like continuously, like staying at home, watch them from Fellowship, Two Towers, and Return of the King. I don't know. They're all so good. I have to watch them all in a day so I can make that decision. And definitely it has to be the extended version. But hey, thank y'all for sticking around. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll get back to you in the next one. Peace.